What's up, everybody? This is a quick one. I want to talk on the situation again. Black people, black young people are being killed, murdered. Sometimes it's very public, but then a lot of times you don't really hardly hear about it. A lot of the murders and killings, you don't hear anything about it, except sometimes people locally in the area hear about it. But it just hundreds and hundreds of people. Like we have a situation where Roger Fortson was killed because it was a high profile by a police department down there in Florida. So that allows the community to try to get up, and in order to get justice in a little stinking system like this, we're in the midst of our enemies, and we were born into warfare, but we haven't been taught to recognize it. We were born into a situation where people hated us, and we just so happened to be, God let us get born into it, so we had to be caught up on it. We thinking like, okay, everything is fine. But no, everything is not fine. Okay, this is like a 500-year war here. And just because we're working and going out to eat and, doing stuff, that doesn't mean that the whole situation is not socialized to try to, reduce your numbers and increase another group's numbers. And just because you didn't know that doesn't mean it's not true. So here's some cases and points here. So we got this is like a pattern here. So the police shoot this young man. He's a black young boy, 23 years old. In the military, Air Force. Obviously, he was very smart. Special forces, usually to get into an Air Force, you're a little bit more smarter. And, he had his whole future ahead of him. He's not a criminal. He had a legal firearm. He was trained. He's a military personnel. The cop was coming at the man's house in a nefarious manner, as if, and so, you're thinking that this is a criminal out here. This is why you have your home armed to protect yourself in your home. So you're inside of your home, especially in Florida, when they say open, conceal, and all of this stuff, and they confuse black folks. See, these same laws that help them move up. These laws are not for you. See, there's a secret society. This is the reason why they have secret organizations and secret communication, because there's a public message, but then they make sure that their people who are running stuff and are in control, they make sure their people get a different message. Okay? This gives them an advantage. You have to be trained to recognize your enemy. You have to be trained to recognize the situation. And this is why a lot of black folks are not surviving with I'll say it like this. The ones that survive will understand this message. The ones that don't, and they're just not going to understand it, or they'll get caught. You have to teach your children how to recognize their enemies. Every living thing has an enemy. Every living thing, even though, let's say a leopard is a hunter, so he'll go out there and he'll find out what he can find, and he will hunt it, and he will kill it, and he will eat it. Now, the thing that he's hunting is running away from him. But at the same time, the leopard has an enemy that can kill him. A lion or some other animal that the leopard can't handle. So the leopard will run away, okay, because that's an enemy I can't deal with. So it's you have to be able to recognize, and the parents it's their job. The earlier generation is supposed to inform the newborns how to handle life as who you are. If you are a black person born in this situation, honey, baby, this is how you handle these cops here. Don't trust them. White folks, this is how you deal with them. This is how you deal with your enemies. This is how you deal with your friends. that message is not being taught to a lot of black folks. And then a message is being taught, but we're being taught to ignore the message. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of deception going on. And that's just part of human nature. We're competing against another group of human beings. You better recognize what's out here. So, you know, it is our job to try to, like I said, we got to get out there. We got to press for justice for Brother Roger Fortson. But also, I just came across a story where in Louisiana, this white man had killed 23 men, black men, only black.
The unassuming Ronald Dominique, known as the Bayou Strangler, raped and killed men across South Louisiana.
Once their hands and feet were bound, Ronald Dominique then raped these individuals, and once he was done with them, he'd kill them.
Prolific murder of young, healthy men.
Black men. And he was just allowed for 9 years to just go around killing people. And see, they get to do that. So we got to understand, this is war. So, if you're in that situation where you can, make some certain things happen, go ahead. I would hide it. A lot of times, even, if we do something to an enemy, even if we were justified, some of our own family members will turn us in. We better understand it's about controlling your land, protecting your people, and, if you have a situation where you have a decent amount of, you're able to form a decent amount of unity, that's where you need to go ahead and put your energy in and, make some things happen and help spread and build what you've learned how to do. So that's all I got to say. Make sure you guys look up some of this stuff. I'll try to put some pictures in, some references in here. Make sure you press the like button because this is on YouTube. We are using their media. So, peace. We are overrepresented in all of these military branches, especially the Army, and they got that multiracial green. That's black. So really, per our percentage in the population, it's too many of us in this Army, in this military. We need to get out.